on, fellas?
What's up? How you doing, bro?
Fantastic. How's you guys' morning so far?
It's a great morning. I'm thankful. Appreciate it.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. It's a good time to be thankful. It's a good time to be extra thankful. Yup. Good stuff. Well, y'all ready to go ahead and rock this show out?
Let's go make it happen, man. Let's go make it happen.
All right, good stuff, folks. It is the Truth Be Told show.
All right, cue the music.
Cue music.
Start the music.
Starting music.
And go.
It's the Truth Be Told show, where we place America first. Honoring those who America has forgotten. Listen in and unlearn to relearn. As we set the record straight. And now, your host of the Truth Be Told show, Mr. Just Ask Joe and Uncle Nishorn.
All right. It is the Truth Be Told show, folks. It's November 22nd, 2022. That's 2222. So I tell you what, it's the only November 22nd, 2022 that you will ever get in your life. So I encourage you to make it a fantastic, absolutely amazing day. No matter what's going on in your life, I can tell you right now, is changing your mentality is what will get you through. I promise you. And sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. Ain't that right, fellas?
Yep. Yeah, I am a testimony of that. I faked it until I made it, and I can announce today that December 31st, I will walk away from my full-time job and go out and do some other thing. I will not no longer be full-time at no hospital again. And I'm at the 40 plus years, I put it in. I worked hard, and I can say that had I not put some things in place 30 plus 5 years ago, I would not be able to say that I am where I'm at today to be able to walk away from a job. So yeah, I faked it back then, but I made it right now. So it feels pretty good. It feels really good.
And that's what it's all about, man. A lot of people are looking for that immediate gratification,
right?
On a day-to-day basis, and the whole idea. And believe me, I've been wrapped up in that myself. It seems like it's been more of a cultural type of thing.
Come on,
where,
speak the truth.
We as a people, and it's what has been embedded into our psyche. You take away everything, and again, we know what happened. You take away everything, and then you put something. You put things that look like something on the TV. So when we see us, we see gold chains. We see power. Even when the big D boy and his crew is getting arrested, it's looking like power to some people. It's looking like he did it. He did that. He gonna get back out and they gonna do it again, or his crew taking over now. And so everybody's like, oh, I want to do it better, because that's what we look up to. That's what we see, and that's what has happened through the years, man. And it created this culture of immediate gratification.
Right.
Immediate gratification, and it's in every aspect of our lives. So from sex, we want that immediate gratification.
Right.
Don't want to put a condom on because it don't feel as good. You don't get that immediate gratification just the same.
We don't want to go buy a house. We don't
No.
We want to buy a house. We want to rent. Okay. We want to rent.
That takes work to buy a house. It takes time and it takes effort. Meaning you got to stack your money, put it to the side, not spend it. That means you're going to have to forego some things, meaning you can't go to the club every night. You can't go out and spend the money on these things that you really can't afford. You can't do that if you're trying to buy a house. So that's why that's not the narrative in our culture, in our
don't want to
community.
invest, mutual funds.
No, because
and
I can't see that money now, me, Sean. I need to see that money now. Okay, I need to see that money twerk now. Okay, so if I invest, that's some long term stuff. I can't see that money, But look, guess what? Here's another side of it. I might be dead, me, Sean. I'm thinking I might be dead, so I ain't thinking about that money for later. No, I need to get that money now because I
can't
be
buy
dead.
the right life insurance for my family in the event that I die.
Life insurance? What you talking about that there? No, about that there, boy. Life insurance? What you talking about? I gotta spend. No, life insurance take a whole lot of money. It take a whole lot of money. How much is life insurance? I don't know, but it take a whole lot of money. That's all I know. Really? So you ain't never sat down with nobody about life insurance? No, but I know it take a lot of money because that's that fancy schmancy stuff that them white people do. So that's the problem right there. It take a whole lot of money. So I'm just have to deal with this stuff now. I ain't gonna die. You know what I mean? So we have a lot of things embedded into our culture, man, and it's absolutely terrible. And this is why the Truth Be Told show is here.
So let's get Mr. Peter Hayes to have a conversation on all that we just talked about, because this is one of the things that I can testify. When I entered into a dominant European culture, working in the operating room, I had experiences, I had conversations that I had never heard before. I remember the guy that told me about financial services. My first wife, when I told her that I wanted to go to this meeting and go and learn about, what you want to do that for? You trying to be white? Why you trying to be white? Why you gotta do that? Don't worry about that.
Either our women are going to be the thorn in our side that keeps us from moving forward, or they're going to be a helpmate that helps push us further.
So my point is that unfortunately I had to get around a lot of folks that look like Peter. Okay, that it talked to me about things that I had never heard before. I got out of my comfort zone. So, Mr. Peter Hayes,
because doesn't that make sense, me, Sean? They created the Monopoly board, right? So wouldn't it make sense? Right. Wouldn't it make sense to go and hang around the people that created the Monopoly board, so that
Joe,
you can learn a little bit more about the Monopoly board?
The ones who created the chessboard, shouldn't you go hang out and talk to the people who created the chessboard? I mean, we just...
No. I'm just going to complain about them. I'm just going to sit there and point the finger at them and say it's their fault. That's it. That's all I'm going to do.
I'm just glad that I had the wisdom, the insight, and willing to be exposed to go talk to people. Peter, I want to get you in this conversation. I'm just saying that, Peter, I lived and navigated in the dominant European culture, and I sat around and I was like that spook by the door. Okay, I was listening and paid attention, and I didn't cause no trouble with nobody. I didn't want to bring no attention to myself. I had to learn how to keep my mouth shut because I didn't want all that ignorant conversation to come out. Initially, I had to learn how to navigate and communicate with the people that I was around. And I'm not, listen, anybody don't get this twisted. I'm not giving the dominant European all this credit. I'm just saying there was information that I did not know, okay, and I did not understand. And I had the insight and the wisdom to hang out and kick it with some folks that gave me some insight. And what I heard, Peter, you see if you understand, I remember that many of my European friends that I was talking to, they used to didn't want to talk to me initially because they didn't want to offend me or they didn't want to say anything. But I had to make them feel comfortable with me, Joe. I had to not be the angry black man. And you can't. I had to make them feel comfortable that I could learn some of the jewels and the knowledge and the stuff and everything. So the deal is, I had to allow them to speak their truth, even when I didn't quite understand it, even when it was painful to hear them say it to me and everything. I had to at least be willing to what? Hear what they were saying. So once I allowed them to speak their truth, here's the difference. Hey, I had to let them know I'm going to speak mine too, okay? And that's where the relationship came from, Peter. Would you agree that that was a very important transition? You speak your truth. Let me hear what you have to say. It's going to be painful. I know, I don't have to agree with it, but at least be willing to hear it. And then you got to willing also to let me speak my truth. And we started establishing some good relationship. You met some of my friends, Dr. John Sansbury, Raphael, all these European people that was in my life, good men friends that I developed good relationship with. What do you say to that, Peter?
Yeah, no, I think all that's important. A couple of points Joe was talking about the immediate versus the postponed immediate. I think that's very important. Growing up kind of poor in New York, I wasn't really shown any financial stuff. I had to learn it on my own. But when you have an inquisitive mind, I think your family situation a lot. Successful families talk about, financial things and prosperity, and others don't. So I think that's important. Another thought hit me, since I've been engaged in the Asian community, but also the Jewish community in New York. The Jewish community actually thinks not only about their second generation, but about their grandchildren, their third generation. So think about that. They're preparing long term, and you have a different attitude if it's for your children or grandchildren versus me. And I think, Joe, you were talking about some of the toxic culture in America, the me stuff. People want to look good and short term, but don't have the proverbial pot to piss in, right? you know, they have no assets or stuff. And of course, family is important. My family was kind of whacked out. We grew up in foster homes, so I had different experiences. But I'm grateful to God, because if it wasn't a spiritual turnaround, I wouldn't. Today's my wife's birthday today. We've been married 35 years, so we got a lot to be grateful for. But if you can find a good person in your life and build a future together with your children and family, and then you can be a blessing to the community. I think that's what a lot of what life is about. But yeah, the other thing is surround yourself with successful people. If you hang out with knuckleheads, you'll probably end up what? A knucklehead. But like Nishram was hanging out with doctors and successful people, and you too, Joe, you've been in business. That's very important. Who you hang out, what you have give and take with every day. And since Thanksgiving's come up, we talked about having a heart of gratitude. Just think, have you ever thought, wow, why was I born in America? Why was I born now at this time?
Amen. Right.
We could have been born 3,000 years ago, and lived our whole life on a farm.
I can tell you now, God knew what God was doing to not bring me up in slave days. I'd have been another Nat Turner. I can tell you that right now. and I'd have did it better.
No, actually, brother.
Yeah, we all say that, but actually, you never
brother,
know.
I would want to say you're a light-skinned brother. You probably might have had it as good. You might have had it better than me. You might have been allowed to go to the.
I might have had it better, but I can tell you right now,
Joe might have been in the big house.
Hey, yeah, Joe would have been in the big house,
and that would have been the biggest mistake, because there's forks and knives and all type of stuff in there. I don't know what them other people was on, but take me, put me in there. Guess what, man? We gonna eliminate the slave trade early.
But Peter bring up a very good point, which I'm glad that we're talking about it. Without going into it, I can be thankful for the trials and tribulations that I'm going through. I had a very successful event that took place, and I pride myself. I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to say. All I can say to you is this: here is that God is good. Okay, and I was able to prevail and move forward. And what's interesting is that my attorney friend wants to have a meeting and talk and everything, and I actually put him off. I said no. We have prepared. We got here. Let's wait till after Thanksgiving. Let my wife and I, be thankful and grateful for how we got here and everything. And sometimes some people want to, they want to get busy and get right back at it and do that. I woke up this morning and I saw the text and I decided, you know what, dude, nah, we're not gonna meet. We just wait until after Thanksgiving. Let us just be thankful and grateful. Sometimes, I talked to my dad about that. He said, sometimes you just got to know how to relax and enjoy the moment. Okay. Yeah. You follow what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have to be able to relax and enjoy the moment of success that has happened to your life. Does that make sense, Joe? Y'all follow what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta...
Absolutely. It makes a lot of sense. So even as you talk about success, here in 2022, we're moving into 2023. Looking at some of the local news, unemployment benefits for 2023. We were looking at some of that. Peter, did you indulge any more on what's going on for unemployment benefit? Are they extending it for 2023?
Yeah, I guess what they were doing in Kentucky, instead of making it a 6-month program, they were going to cut it back to like 4 months. Part of the challenge is getting people back to work.
Right.
It's a good safety net, but if you're satisfied with drawing unemployment for 6 months, that's a lot. That's a long term versus a month or two and then getting back into the work field. But for some people, that can be a struggle. But now with the job market is so well, there's so many jobs out here. Someone who's not working doesn't have. There's great. I'll just put it that there's a lot of opportunity. If you want to work, there's jobs out here.
If you want to work, there's jobs out here for you. That's exactly.
Lots of
Look,
jobs.
you can come right over to the Kroger's at 3rd or 2nd and Central, and they need some people over there. I'm tired of going. I don't even go to that Kroger's no more. I'm tired of going there because it's so bad. Lines out the yin yang and whatnot. And some part of me believes that maybe some companies are doing this on purpose. They learned that they could get by on a shoestring budget and people wouldn't complain, So yeah. I feel like some of these companies are purposely taking advantage of that and focusing on their bottom line more.
Joe, that's interesting you said that. I'm in the medical industry and there were a lot of cutbacks and everything. And we learned how to, do what we did with less. Okay. And now there's a big shortage of surgical technologists and nurses in the operating room. And I just want to tell you, we can't seem to fill those spots because people have found ways to go out and make money. Like right now, a surgical tech, I've never seen in my whole entire life as a surgical tech, we making the type of money that we can make now going traveling. I mean, we got techs, they can't keep surgical techs in the hospital working a regular, 40-hour full-time job because there's such a shortage of surgical techs and operating room nurses around the country. They're paying us $3,500 to $5,000 a week, okay, to come work there as a traveler, okay, as a traveler. So you got corporations and hospitals that will pay travelers to come in there because they are so short, $3,500 to $5,000 a week. Hey, man, you can't. They've gotten away with working with less, that is now they have to pay other people to come in there who's not coming there for anything but to work. They don't care about nothing else but to get that money. And I'm going to tell you, that's not necessarily a good thing, because what happened is that we having more more injuries and more patient care problems happening when you don't have stability people who care about the long-term success of patient care or the facility or the job. Do that make sense? See, if you have people that's coming in making money, do they have the same love or the same respect
passion?
for
Yeah,
the same passion?
It's everything has been changed.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, people used to look up to doctors and
Right.
and stuff like that as this great amazing thing, and ultimately, now it's become a situation where the kids are just, and I mean, there's a shortage of MDs and
Right.
whatnot. Why? Because the surgeons and stuff like that, all the specialist jobs, they pay way more. So
Right.
at the same time, these kids are coming out of school and they're thinking, you know what, I've got these student loans back. Am I
Right.
paying off this MD?
You break it up, Joe.
Yeah, you were breaking up a little bit.
Am I gonna
Joe,
get that paid off with this MD job, or am I gonna get that paid off as a surgeon? Making those bigger dollars. And so there's a shortage of traditional MDs,
family doctors. No,
Yep.
I know. Let's be clear about what you're talking about. The family doctors.
Family doctors.
The family doctors in the communities and everything, where those first, we call them first line doctors. Those doctors that does the treatment and help a family member to make good family choices and good health choices. Guess what? They not there anymore. Those type of doctors are going to get paid now. Okay, they ain't trying to put up with all that stuff in the family, in the community anymore. That's why you got these little clinics and all these things closing up. My wife, you got to talk to a doctor online now. You don't even have a physical doctor. They making treatments of you not even one-on-one. They making treatments over the video, man, over Zoom.
Yeah,
and think about that. That's what the pandemic did. It changed a lot of things. So we got rid of that physical, human, emotional contact, and we're focused more on just running the machine.
Right.
And so it definitely looks like moving further into the matrix than anything else.
As we're on a podcast in 3 separate households.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
What was it? 3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, we never thought of a thing, right? We was trying to get in studios, and we was sitting next to one another, right? We was that was our thing, right? Now here we are on podcasts in 3 different households having a conversation. Hey, I want to, as we talking about what's happening, maybe y'all heard this news. What about the young man that won he won $2 million? Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, they settled, okay, with $2 million. Okay, he won his lawsuit. Did y'all hear about that?
No, I didn't. Did that just pop?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can pull that up, Joe. The Breonna's boyfriend,
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah. He won a $2 million lawsuit judgment and everything. Because here's the primary reason why, whether you like it or not, the police officers they falsified a document that caused that whole thing to fall apart. And had they not done that, there would have been no reason for them to come shooting and doing the thing. So that was the heart of why he won. But let's talk about other things. Grandmaster Jay, he got 7 years in prison for pointing a weapon, and I think that was wrong because he wouldn't be here if the
If it
Breonna
wasn't for the
Taylor
Breonna
thing
Taylor situation,
hadn't
exactly.
happened,
And,
man.
you know, isn't that wild to think about? He wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. And here he is getting 7 years, and it's crazy because I was out there, and all the only thing that happened was people popped up on the roof,
Right.
and ultimately they all, you know, him, he called out to his team. He said, "Hey, or whatever he said, you know, who's that up there on the roof?" Because again, you know, you're at a rally, you're Black Lives Matter talking, you know, or talking, bringing the community together. Because what he was talking about was training and teaching people how to secure the community,
Right.
how to fend, for the community to fend for themselves.
Right.
And ultimately, you know, people pop up on the roof. What you gonna do? That's gonna be my natural reaction too. Hold up, who is that? You know, I got a piece in my hand. I'm pointing it up, and it got word down that they were the police. You know, federal agents.
FBI.
Okay, all right. So y'all ain't here to shoot us. Okay, great. You just here to watch and protect and all that. Okay.
I admit, he took a fall for some BS. He should have never came to this community. He should have never came to this community not knowing the people he was dealing with. I'm just gonna say, and I like what Strong said. Strong said he should have never came here unless he knew who the people he was dealing with. I'm gonna say he got set up, bro. He got set up. And I also got to contribute that, you know, I'm an ex-military guy. He came in here trying to be something way bigger than what he claimed. And he was a little flamboyant. There was a lot of things that he contributed to it as well. But nevertheless, they should have never gave him 7 years, okay, for something when they now know that it was falsified documents that brought this whole thing together. You know, it's like a domino effect. It shouldn't. You should, if something is wrong that went in and all these things happen, it should be treated differently once you found out that something was wrong, okay, or it should have never happened. That's how I feel. I just think he got it wrong. I think, you know, Peter, what you think on that?
Well, there's a couple angles. Yeah, I remember when they came in and then the Texas militia group came in. I mean, it was just kind of a crazy situation. A bunch of people carrying weapons. I think that he was definitely targeted, you know, and you know, because they didn't like a bunch of people coming with rifles and machines, you know, AK-7s.
Peter, you can go ahead and say it.
Especially a bunch of
Peter, you can go ahead and say it. Yeah,
Peter, you can go ahead and say it. Don't be bashful.
It wasn't the fact that it was just a bunch of people, because remember, you had the white militia that came down here, and they rolled out the red carpet and put up fences to keep the white militia on one side and the people that were protesting, the melanated community, on the other side. So, you know, understandably, there was a threat to have a multitude of African Americans legally carrying guns, you know, in a state that was open carry. You see what I'm saying? So that's the reality of what that was.
It was definitely provocative on Derby weekend as well. You know, one thing interesting, I remember they were going to be out at Churchill Downs and they had a permit, and Black Lives Matter wanted to come out, and Grandmaster Jay, they told them no, they don't want to be associated with them because they, you know, whenever they show up, there's always some violence, and they didn't want violence, so they refused Black Lives Matter to join them, which was interesting. So
yeah, because it was understood that Black Lives Matter had a different agenda. Remember, Black Lives Matter started as a good thing, but once the Eurocentric money came through the door, there was a manipulation and perversion that came about with Black Lives Matter.
Well,
that's understood.
Joe, I beg to differ. I believe it's two things we need to be cautious of. I believe the slogan was a good idea, Black Lives Matter. Okay,
I wish
think
they had to
that,
just put the number 2 or the word TOO on the end of it. If they had done that, then you couldn't have argued anything else on the other side. You couldn't have, because
like the
the
Me
art.
Too. What you talking
Yeah,
about? The Me Too, like Me Too movement. Okay,
yeah, like just to say Black Lives Matter too, so that
yeah,
there's no argument, so that people don't. Because what happened was people perverted it and construed it and said, "Oh, well,
right,
white lives
right,
matter, blue lives matter," but as if to say that people that were saying Black Lives Matter meant that Black lives are the only lives that matter. No, what
right.
they're trying to say was that Black lives matter too. So
Two,
if they
right.
had done that from Jump Street,
If it would
then
have jumped off like that in Jump Street, I believe you would have got a different swing. But what happened is that our culture of people, we emotional, we ran with it. I believe it got taken over, okay, when they
absolutely,
saw the liberal agenda. I got to go here.
yep.
When they saw the liberal agenda of that, how our demographics of people just ran to it, okay, then they saw it was just like Obama. Okay, I'm gonna go straight here. Nobody was looking at Obama. Everybody was looking at Hillary. Okay, everybody was gonna vote for Hillary. All right, but when Obama did that speech, and he came out and as the senator from Illinois and spoke the way he did, okay, everybody, the Democratic Party or the liberal agenda or the dominant European, whoever, saw that as an opportunity to do what? To get the emotions of our demographics of people, okay, swayed. And I believe that's what happened with Black Lives Matter. I believe it got taken over, but I believe the agenda of it was an intentional agenda. I think the original agenda was a good thing. And then eventually,
I don't know about that. I mean,
no,
if
I'm
you
talking
look
about
at
the slogan. I don't know. I always knew that the 3 women that
well,
started
yeah,
it,
the slogan is different, but yeah,
right. The slogan is different than what
it's
the
a great
agenda was.
slogan.
Exactly.
It was a marketing genius.
Yeah.
But the three founders of it were,
Always Marxists. They were always
they were
Marxists.
lesbian and Marxist communists. So it was rotten from the beginning. It was marketed though brilliantly,
It was a brilliantly
because
marketed. Yes,
yeah,
brilliantly
their
marketed.
main goal was to promote communism and LGBTQ, but they jumped on the Trayvon Martin and then the Michael Brown to make it seem like they were against police abuse, and they ran with that. And
So
So
somebody's Uncle Mishon preaching today. Uncle Mishon is feeling pretty good. I got my book getting ready to come out and everything. But I want to, as she said, Uncle Mishon is preaching. I want to go ahead and talk about something else. Little politics is going on. The red wave did not occur. Okay. And right now, but it looked like the Democrats going to hold on to a little power, and the Republicans going to hold on to a little power. So my question is, are we going to be gridlocked, Peter? Are we going to be back in some damn gridlock, not being able to get nothing done because neither one of the children want to
play with each other.
We want to play with one another. What do you think, Peter?
yeah, well, as far as the Republicans are taking over the House, Democrats are controlling the Senate and the White House. But gridlock a lot of times is a good thing because it forces them to work together.
That's
Versus,
a possible, yeah, right.
Biden had the White House, Senate, and kind of look, and they nearly bankrupted and destroyed the whole country. So when that's a good thing that he's not going to be able to keep on spending like crazy. I mean, we spent like over $4 trillion more money than we have, and that. We opened up the show. What's good long term? Running up a big credit card debt is not a good strategy. Paying the minimum, don't spend more money than you have. But as Misho and you've said, and Joe, as financial planners, hey, if you can put 10% into savings, if you believe in tithing or community, give 10% to the community.
Right.
Live off 80% of what you make minimum. But we're not doing that as a country. We're just, spending like crazy. So I think the gridlock is probably a good thing. We have so many laws in America. We have way, way, way too many laws, you know, and so in some ways the gridlock is a good thing. Otherwise things kind of swing too much one way. So that's probably a good thing. And I think we need new leadership because we got Pelosi's 80 years old, Biden's 80, Trump
Oh
is
my
80,
God, yes.
Schumer is 80. So the top leadership, um, we
And
need some younger leadership.
I'm gonna go ahead and let it be known right now. I'm not interested in Trump running. Okay, i.e., Trump, you did what you needed to do. I appreciate it.
I don't mind him running.
No, I'm just going. I mean, listen. If there's nobody else running, yeah, then I will put my because I can't go.
They should make Kanye VP and Kyrie Irving Secretary of State. That would be hilarious.
Hey, but I don't think. I mean, in all honesty, I don't think it'd be good for the country for Trump to win another election. Okay, I think we do. I'm definitely on board.
It'll be funny for comedians. That's
oh yeah, I mean, yeah. I am on board that we do need a conservative leadership. I think we need the Democrats are ran it for we need to change that. Okay, we need to get a conservative leadership in there to turn some things around. But I don't want it to be Trump. I'm on the record for saying I don't want Trump. But with that being said, if Trump the only thing running, okay, then I'm voting for Trump. Okay.
let's put Herschel Walker in there. I don't know who would be funnier, Herschel Walker as president or Trump. I don't know which one would be more hilarious. Like Dave Chappelle said, Herschel Walker, just him standing there sometimes is funny. He just sits there and he just looks hilarious. He stands there with his mouth open. He just looks like he's not intelligent at all. And you put him in as president, and man, the things that would come out of his mouth.
Yeah, well, what are you thinking if Kamala Harris take over?
I'll be honest. I honestly thought that Biden would be dead already. I thought Biden was gonna die. However it happened, whether they killed him off or killed him off. I thought Biden was gonna be dead. And
Kamala Harris, you thought the plan was Kamala Harris?
Yeah, I thought Biden was gonna be dead. She was gonna pull some hot sauce out her bag and stand up and say, I told y'all that she's eating chicken. But I thought that was the plan, and I think maybe Biden, I don't know, the new Biden that they got.
He fooled him. He hung on there a little longer than they expected. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I for sure thought he was going to be dead because this man got Alzheimer's and everything else.
He's talking about running in 2 years. I don't think he's going to do it.
I don't see that happening.
Man, this dude can barely walk. Like, I don't see him running at all.
I don't see that happening at all. I don't see that happening.
He just talking about birthdays. He just had his 80th birthday, so. Yeah, that's another discussion. I think 70 should be the limit. I mean, that's just way too old.
What's this? What Richard talking about?
He said Herschel Walker is an abomination, and all black Republicans should be ashamed of their problem. The problem is that we point fingers and say everything else is somebody else's problem.
Yeah,
that's part of the problem in and of itself.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys saw the debate with him and Raphael Warnock. Most of the analysts said he won the debate. So, yeah, he may not be the most intellectual, but, he's been very successful in life, went to college, football. So, he's not a politician for sure.
He's not a politician. Yeah, he's not.
But, I think it's the mainstream media, downplaying him.
He's a political pundit.
He's a successful business person, so you got to give him some credit. But
DeAndre Washington says Herschel is still trying to figure out if he's on the red team or the blue team.
I think she's absolutely right. I think he's trying to figure out where he's at. Okay, I think
he's probably been on the blue team, but the red team was the one that came to support him. So he was,
right.
Like, all right, I'll run with y'all.
Right. There's a lot of truth to that. You can't. Let's keep it all the way 100, people. Sometimes you run with those who support you. Okay, and the reason
Yeah.
I can say that because when I think about the people who invested in me, Sean, and got me to where I'm at today, okay, a lot of people who invested in me didn't look like me, okay. I didn't have people who dropped 20, 30, 40, almost $50,000 into me in the early beginning. Remember, Peter, the Peace Festival and all that? All that money didn't come from people that looked like me, okay. That money came from people who didn't look like me, who trusted and believed in me. And here's the key to this, Joe. I can borrow $1 from our people, and my people will be riding me and hiding about that dollar. Okay. Here I took $20,000 to almost $50,000 from people who told me, because see, this is the key. Money is nothing more than the tool. It ain't your God. See, these are people who think that way. Money is nothing more than the tool, not your God. I got people who dropped almost $50,000 in my hands to do some of the things that I did early on, and they have not asked for not one dime of that back. Okay, hey, that's something that's interesting.
So Richard Whitlock says, I think it doesn't matter what any of y'all say. It's a reflection of the party. He also says, just like Daniel Cameron, y'all can't be serious. So what I'm saying when I say that when he made this first comment, Herschel Walker is an abomination. All black Republicans should be ashamed of their problem. He's a melanated. You're talking about melanated people.
You're talking about melanated people.
So you're talking about people that look like us, and what you're talking about is how they're viewed in the public eye. Right. So that's the thing. You're trying to point and say that it's a Republican problem.
Right, exactly.
The reality is that what about the fact that the melanated community can be so easily tricked into to doing this or doing that, being this and being that, just like we see with Herschel Walker. So it ain't a Republican thing. It's a why y'all always get tricked into doing some stupid shit type of thing? Y'all meaning us, people that look like them. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but it wasn't the melanated community that elected. He won the Republican primary in Georgia by 70%. Those were all
the European community.
Exactly. Right. But what I'm saying is that these are melanated men, and they're getting used in a sense. Right. If that's the way you want to look at it. If there's an issue with them and they're problematic, they're getting used. So why are they so easily able to get used? That's our problem.
Yeah, but I don't think they're being used. I mean, they're conservatives. Tim Scott, these are conservatives, just like
I'm just saying for the people that sit back and say that these men are problematic, then okay, for their narrative, then they're getting used. These men are getting used, and that's not a Republican Party thing. That is a melanated community thing. Why are we so easily able to get used if that's your narrative?
Any black conservative is stupid.
Yeah, right. I just got to go there, Peter. Thank you for going there. I have been a conservative from day one since I arrived here. And the moment that we just only because of Trump been allowed to drop our balls and come out in the open and speak about our conservative. I remember prior to that, all I did is remember what happened?
But notice what you're saying, Sean.
Yeah.
You're saying conservative.
It's conservative. Exactly.
You still have people out there that have not expanded their mind to stop saying Republican versus Democrat, red versus blue. It ain't that. You're missing it. It's conservative versus liberal, and everybody has a little bit of each in them. But you're going to lean more to one side. Conservatism is something that for you, Sean, has worked out great in your life. Peter, you are a registered Democrat. Conservatism have worked out well in your life. I understand more in me and my household. Conservatism seems to work better. My wife is sitting here looking at all the things that are happening now financially and stuff like that, and she's looking back at things and she's saying, you know what? All it is people got to learn how to play the game.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And so it's taking all that point the finger elsewhere at everybody else and say that they're the problem out
Right.
of it, and learning how to play the fucking game. And that's conservative, bro. There's some conservatism there. So, you know, that's
There
the
you
difference.
go.
We gotta get off of the
I-
red and black and the
Yeah.
red and blue and the Republican and Democrat plantation
Right.
ideology. It's conservatism versus liberal.
Hey, Joe, you hit it right on it. You notice, you saw that I didn't say Republican. I said
Exactly.
conservative. I said conservative, okay? And why? Because that narrative worked for me, okay? Making conservative moves, okay? That was just happening. But guess what? I was a registered Republican. But every time I made my moves is based on being a conservative, okay? Conservative views, conservative moves, okay?
Exactly.
And I got dogged out, picked on, called all this. Remember, Peter? I actually had to come down from being the head of the Man Up movement because of everybody knew that I was remember that, Peter?
Which is so ridiculous because black people naturally are conservative.
Yes.
That is a melanated community thing. We
I
are more
know.
conservative. That is why we all gravitated to the Republican Party soon after slavery, after the ability to vote. So guess what? I mean, back then we had the most in Congress of melanated people in Congress ever, and they were majority Republican.
Right.
But we got tricked. We got bamboozled as we.
Martin Luther King was a Republican. Martin Luther King was a Republican. Okay, he wasn't.
So even this comment right here. This is how the red team thinks of black people. No, the more conservative mindset looks at those majority liberal individuals that way. Yes.
There you go. See, you got to unlearn some language and your terminology to understand
because
what's
words are important. Words are important.
Words are very important. Words are very important. You when you say Republican or red, you are saying something. When you say conservative, when I speak to my conservative friends, okay, when I talk to my conservative friends, I talk about conservative things, not Republican things. Okay, there's a difference. See,
but we do have to acknowledge that the Republican Party thought that the melanated community would just flock after Herschel Walker, when the reality is that fool, you know, all this stuff about baby mama drama. Look, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if it's real or not. All this stuff, but where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I mean? So all this stuff about babies, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess people could just make up whatever, but bruh, it just seems like one after another. Then it starts to look like, okay, hold up, dog. Is this real?
But it was verified that Raphael Warnock tried to run over his wife in a car, tried to kill her. What is more damaging, trying to kill your wife or paying for an abortion, if that's what happened? But why was Herschel Walker's mess amplified and not Raphael Warnock?
Yeah.
I mean, what would you see as more serious, trying to run someone over with a car or paying for someone to have an abortion?
Here's what I'm gonna say, that anybody today who's still thinking that the Democratic Party is the party that you need to be running, and you are descendants of American slaves, and you still thinking that the Democratic Party is your party that's going to help you and save you in that end, look ahead. You are sadly very much confused. You ought to not, at this point, you ought to not be loyal to nobody, but you damn so should not be talking about, my loyalty to the Democratic Party. If you still saying that stuff, I'm sorry to say, don't take it personally. That's some ignorant conversation as far as I'm concerned in this time that we living in today, okay? If you still loyal to the Democratic Party, okay, and you can't see anything different, to see something, search out something different, it's like investments. You know, it says that it's ignorant to continue putting your money in the bank when the inflation is at 6 or 7% and the bank is giving you less than 1%. But if you still putting your long-term money in the bank and thinking that that is a great investment and saving option, every time you pull your money out, you are losing value because inflation is kicking your ass, okay? Because if you don't learn how to put your money in something that's giving you 12% and higher and everything, that's winning and beating inflation, every time you pull your money out, you have value, okay? But if you were Democrat and you don't know that, and all you do is to pretend on government taking care of you, see, I just talked a conservative conversation. That was a conservative conversation. Learning how to put my money in vehicles that's beating inflation. Oh, did I just say that? Oh, that's a conservative conversation. But if you put your long-term money in the bank, oh, I don't, the bank is what my lucky bank. I don't want to trust nobody. You're losing because inflation is going at 6 to 7%. Exactly. Every time you pull your money out, you're losing. Come on, dude. I'm conservative. I make conservative decisions, and I've seen the benefit of my conservative moves.
Yeah, we do have a two-party system, Democrat, Republican. I guess we got to differentiate parties from ideology, conservatism, and it's now the progressive. I call it regressivism because they're really trying to go back to the 20th century of socialism and communism. So it's regressive. It's not progressive. There's nothing progressive about becoming a slave to the state like we saw.
And that's all it is. Even, I mean, think about it, Peter. Think about it, Sean. If you just, the only thing you really would have to do is let's just talk common sense. Common sense tells us that we, as a people, as a community, have voted Democrat in the 95 percentile for 6 decades. All right? In the 95 percentile for 6 decades, we've given our allegiance to that party. 2 plus 2 equals fucking 4. So if all you did was use them mathematics and say, you know what? It probably does. We should just try something different. We should just try something different than what we've been doing for 6+ decades. Let's just try something. Just try it. Just try it. Everybody just go and vote Republican. Just see what happens. It can't be no worse than what's happened over the last 6 decades to where you got officers' knees on neck. It can't be no worse.
And younger males are actually, that's why
a lot of younger I'm proud of the younger brothers. I am actually proud of the younger brothers. I ain't worried about the sisters because here's one thing. I'm gonna say it like I'm gonna say it. I've learned. I'm from the old school. Okay, old school. The women gonna follow once they recognize a brother doing something. They said, when you get in that head, that ass will follow. That's an old Parliament song, okay? So when these brothers that had switched over to making some decisions and everything on the conservative side, and they start making their money working for them, they start turning some things going and making things happen, and the sisters sitting on the side who've been all this time been loyal to the Democrat, and they start seeing these brothers on the other side who seem to be making things pop, they seem to be making things happen and everything. It's an automatic thing, but we need more brothers to switch and start learning, thinking, and making conservative moves, okay? Start making some strong conservative moves. So automatically, the sisters gonna follow once they start recognizing, well, hold up, I don't have to go after that thug, okay? I don't have to go after that anymore, that dude that making all the money illegally and doing that crazy stuff. I can now look at a brother who seem to be making some strong intelligent decisions and making some things happen and everything. Maybe I need to go and investigate that. Guess why I can say that? Because my wife held out She didn't marry any of the local guys here. I'm going to talk to Lil No. She decided not to marry any of the local Louisville guys here. She saw me show up, and I walked into the family and everything. I got chastised, got picked on. He got, he's a conservative. I came in day one talking conservative. Day one talking conservative. And they talked about me. Oh, they laughed about me. Now, 26 years later, married. Guess what? She's living large. Her family looking at some things differently. She's recognized.
The same thing that happened to my parents. My dad, the same exact thing, man. He got picked on. I mean, I'm talking about picked on bad.
Yes.
Simply because, what he did was come in and regulate,
right,
and get the family and different people that were using her off of her, and he regulated, and when she saw a strong man,
right,
in her presence more so, man, them walls came tumbling down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, it's just amazing what happens when, a man can walk into a woman's life.
Amen.
He's a strong man, and he's bringing stability with him.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And
exactly.
so, with that in mind, that changes things, and it creates a particular type of union where, both parties are coming together, moving as a unit.
Yeah, that's right. She's my queen, bro.
To work together.
Right.
Yeah.
She's
absolutely.
my queen. Exactly. Ask my wife now. Would she run out on this brother who was a conservative? She ain't never met a conservative brother before. Ask her now, would she run out on me today? Oh, hell no. She ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. Okay? Because she's living what's that song? She's living her best quality life because she married Uncle Michon. She's living her best quality life because this brother who stayed conservative. She living her best quality life because I was a Republican for 30 plus years making conservative moves. She's living her best quality life and everything. Ask my wife. Ask my wife.
So let's do this. I want to talk about what we're thankful for. What do we want to accomplish in 2023? But I want to talk about what we're thankful for now in 2022, and what we want to accomplish in 2023. I want to go to commercial first. So let's do that, and then we'll be right back here on the Truth Be Told show, y'all. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, check out healthdaddywowd.net. 100% plant-based herbs and supplements. Whether you're in person or online, use the word tipping for 10% off. Remember, feel better, look great, healthdaddywowd.net. Remember, healthdaddywowd.net.
Habibi Trading Company, home of soap sticks and Saya Baba products. Over 400 locations at a store near you. Cincinnati, Ohio, Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky, Southern Indiana, or find yours online at sayababa.com. Again, that's sayababa.com. Habibi Trading Company, where you can find fragrances to incite your senses.
Thank you, Truth Be Told, for allowing God's Lives Matter to be a sponsor. Wearable products, as the purple t-shirt, is bearing witness. Every life created by God has infinite value. Visit God'sLivesMatter.com.
I don't need to sit at your table. We building one. We in the process of building a table. We building a table. I don't gotta sit at your table. I'm building my own table, and I will build you a table in the presence of your enemies.
right, cue the music.
Cueing music.
Start the music.
Starting music.
And go.
It's the Truth Be Told show, where we place America first, honoring those who America has forgotten. Listen in and unlearn to relearn as we set the record straight. And now, your host of the Truth Be Told show, Mr. Just Ask Joe and Uncle Mishorn.
Hey,
All right. We're
Joe,
back.
I want to make sure we go ahead and give some acknowledgement to Angela's program that she got going on this weekend. And Man Up and God's Lives Matter, and even Joe, all of y'all are invited to be there this weekend that's coming up. Peter, you want to tell them more about that?
Yeah, this Saturday, it's actually Friday and Saturday, but our session for the Man Up Fatherhood Marriage is going to be from 3 to 4 p.m. We're looking forward to that. Mishorn's going to be a panelist. Frank Porter and his wife. We'll have, excuse me, some good speakers. Yeah, so they're having a extravaganza of gifts and homemade crafts and food. So it's a pretty nice event. So yeah, come on out and join us.
So as you can see there, its location is Creative Events Venue, 2722 Crittenden Drive, Louisville, Kentucky. There's a fashion presentation, live music, vendors, entrepreneurship workshop, holistic health series, puppets, crafts, games, story times. You guys will probably get some samples on smoothies and juices and all that type of stuff. The whole idea is to give the community an opportunity to, when it comes to this Black Friday, number one, you can support local, all right, because there will be plenty of vendors out there. And number two, you get to learn some things, you know. So just as we're talking about different things that the community needs to do to move forward, from finances to health, that's all going to be out there, all right. What is it that Man Up is going to be a part of, guys? What is the forum there?
Yeah, well, the Man Up portion of it is we're going to be talking about the 5 Man Up principles and how it correlates. The 5 Man Up principles correlate to man and woman. You know, when you man up as an individual, man or woman, when you man up, man or woman, you become a provider, man or woman, and then when you man up as a husband or wife, and when you man up as a father or mother, you can be good community leaders in your community. Notice how they go. If you take care of the first 4 and you man up and woman up in those first 4, you become a great leader in your community. Not a leader that you need to be, you need to be accolades all on TV. No. You become a community leader around those people who's close to you. You become a leader to all those people that you have close influences over, and they're the people that's in your life. I'm not talking about, you become a leader like you need to be popular all over the darn news and everything. No. All these people always want to be seen in front of the radio and TV. No, I ain't talking about that. You'd be surprised when you man up as an individual, or women up as an individual. If you man up and women up as a provider, you'd be surprised when you man up and women up as being a good wife and a good husband. When you man up and women up and be a good mother and father, you'd be surprised what kind of leadership, and people are looking and paying attention to you because you're doing it. It's called measurable results. When people seeing something, when some people seeing something that's successful, looking like it's good and everything, they want to duplicate that. They want to duplicate that. Am I saying something odd or unusual?
So when you look at this holiday blitz, is what this is, sponsored by a lot of different people, as you can see there on the card. This is the 4th annual Give, 4th annual International Give Holiday Blitz, bringing the holiday season by celebrating all our community has to offer, from health to wealth. Come and enjoy cooking demonstrations, workshops ranging from business to holistic living, food, children's programming, vendors, and live entertainment. That's November 25th and 26th, noon to 9 p.m., I believe, each day. Again, that's 2722 Crittenden Drive, Louisville, Kentucky. Come on out and enjoy and be a part of the community and see what more the community has to offer. So that's going to be some good stuff there. I'm glad we
Hey,
had
Joe,
that,
I think that
that
is
little,
the ultimate what is right for us. I think
yeah,
if I could
yeah.
talk her into naming that what is right for us festival, okay. Hey, I think that's the ultimate what is right for us. Okay, do you think about that, man? Come out there and learn to do and participate in things that is right for us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to relearn. It's all good. So gentlemen, as we look real quick as we dig into what we're thankful for now, celebrating Thanksgiving coming up. Um, what are you guys thankful for? Now, Peter.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this the last couple of days. It hit me. It's interesting. On a Tuesday morning, you wake up and there's kind of in between the spirit world and the real world, and think about this. So three things come to mind. Three parts is life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And then the other thing is freedom, faith, and family. Specifically, you think about freedom, that we live in a great country. Those of us who've traveled around the world, America's not perfect, but man, the fact that we got running water this morning, you know, the fact that we can get in a shower, we got electricity, where many places around the world have none of what we call modern day necessities. The fact I'm looking out, got a house, got two cars, that's external. But the fact that we can be on this show talking about anything, we can challenge our government, and no one's going to come and break down our doors, and unless you point a gun at them, that's a whole other story. But and the fact that we are able to have religious freedom and spiritual freedom is very, very important. I'm very thankful to my wife, whose birthday is today, and family. I'm thankful that my kids, in many ways, have more opportunity and a better start than I did growing up in our situation in New York, in foster homes. And if it wasn't for my spiritual experience of changing my life around, that wouldn't have happened, because half my family's kind of whacked out and half of them are doing okay. But it's the choices, yeah, and especially it's the choices in life that we make. It comes down to what choices we make, positive choices, growth choices, or
So what
negative choices.
what in 2023, Peter? Before I go to Misha on Thanksgiving, but what in 2023 do you want to accomplish? Is there anything that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I would say spiritually come closer, understand more of my purpose in life, and fulfill more of that. I think business wise, I have a new business that I started, and hope that kicks off and really blows up in 2023. Let's see. Those are the main things that keep growing as a person and never get stagnant. Open.
So
I
you
use
want to grow spiritually. You want more proof that Zachariah is Jesus' baby daddy.
yeah, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Yeah.
Me, Sean. When you talk about what you're thankful for now, then what's on your mind?
Hey, Joe, I think it was you. I saw you all had a conversation on why is our demographics of people celebrating Thanksgiving. Was that your conversation? Did I
Yeah,
see that?
yeah. We had a show about why do black people still celebrate Thanksgiving? Yes.
Yes, I thought that was you. I thought that was you. And so I want to answer that. But I want to answer that why I think culturally, and I don't identify myself as black, what I'm thankful for. And one of the things that I'm thankful for that I no longer see myself as black. I no longer identify myself as black. I no longer allow myself to be in that box, that box. that the dominant European culture that named our demographics of people black like a pet name, like a pet name. We wag our tail every time we answer to it. Every time you answer to black, you might as well be like my dog out here that I name my dogs and everything. Every time I call their name, they wag their tail. They wag their tail because I named them. So I'm thankful that I'm no longer identify myself as black. I'm thankful also that
Amen to that.
my new identity that I'm willing to call myself an American descendant of slave, because I'm thankful for the fact of all those people who came before me is the reason that I today should be thankful for Thanksgiving, for all those people who came before me, who laid their life down for me to exist today. Had it not been for that, I would not have nothing to be thankful for because of those people. I'm part of a seeding. I'm part of a seeding that survived. I got to meet. I'm thankful that I met my grandmother, and I'm thankful that because her choices and everything, I exist. Imagine if she did not. Imagine if she wanted to jump off the boat. Imagine if she stood up to master and they got killed. Okay, what? I'm thankful for the seeding that I'm from that allowed me to be where I'm at today. And the third thing I'm thankful for is my lovely wife, my queen. I started out late when it came to I couldn't in Miami, I couldn't get a girl to look at me, bro. I was a square, little skinny little kid, and everything, and then when I got in the military and everything, I got a blanket party because I didn't know how to be black, talk black, act black, so the brothers beat me up and everything. Girls just was not, and I couldn't imagine that I was gonna find a queen that I found, okay, who decided to give me a shot, okay, and I'm very appreciative of my wife that decided to give me a shot, and I said it earlier.
Well. Let be sure you ain't come out the military a square. You ain't come out of basic training a square. let's be real about that. You went in, you got your butt kicked, and you learned some things, and you came out learning with a little more swagger out of basic training. Let's be real about
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of truth to that. That's true. There's a lot of truth.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
I came out of
So
basic training with a hell of a lot more swagger because when I went, yeah, I told you when I went back home to Miami, bro, woo, my swagger was tight.
yeah,
Okay, it was
yeah.
tight. Okay, and so what I'm thankful for the new year, okay, is Uncle Me show I'm about to become an author. Okay, my new book, I'm Not Your Black, comma America. And I'm excited about that. And like Peter, I got a new business venture, okay, that I believe and I'm expecting to blow up. So those are the two things. And if I was gonna put a third thing, prosperity. I want to experience a certain amount of prosperity that by my prosperity, I bless other people, okay, because of my prosperity. So I want to see my prosperity kick off and blow up. Because of my
Absolutely.
prosperity, all my friends and everybody is associated with me, they too will be able to experience the prosperity of us living a certain way. So that's what I'm looking for. So you, Joe,
There you go.
you the
There
host
you
of the
go.
show. You always,
Ain't no
you know,
ain't
I
ain't no
I want
ain't
to
no
be.
fun if the homies can't have none. Uh,
That's right. That's
yeah,
right. So Joe,
yeah.
what you thankful and grateful for, bro?
You know what, man? I'm thankful and grateful uh for my immediate family and my household. Um, you know, the growth between me and my lady and all of that. Um, as we move forward in life. Uh I'm thankful for that growth, and I'm thankful for being in alignment, coming on one accord. My kids, I'm thankful for all of them. Ultimately, I have four kids at this point, and I'm thankful for every last one of them, and they're all smart, amazing kids. So I'm thankful for um, you know having brothers like y'all and others in my circle that give me things to think about and look at and look forward to when it comes to how to navigate and maneuver on this monopoly board. So I'm very thankful for that. To have things to look at. It's a difference in a person's life if all you see is impoverishment and despair and unwed uh, uh, people in your circle as a normalcy, then naturally that's where you gravitate to. But when
Hmm.
you have people in your circle that are in places that you want to move towards, then at that point, you know, um, that makes things better for you. Because you have something to look at to look forward to. The how tos and all of that is all right there. So, I'm thankful for all of y'all brothers and the ability to share, with y'all and going into 2023. Me and the missus, we have a cosmetic business that is on the rise. So I'm thankful for that. As a matter of fact, just got some artwork delivered the other day and just sent it over to the printing company for some labels. I'm thankful for that. And that's a goal for 2023 is sales when it comes to that business and growing that business. My mentor, John Yah, when it comes to that business as well. I'm looking forward to that, accomplishing that in 2023, and as I continue to grow my life insurance business as well. So I'm thankful for every bit of that.
That's
Hey,
great. And I think
Joe
we
and
all should be
Peter.
grateful. Well, I was going to say we all should be grateful for the Truth Be Told show because
That's what
we've
I
been
was just
doing
about
it
to go. Yeah, I was just
for
about
a
to
year
go
and a
there.
half. We started August of 21. So, yeah, we've been going for over a year and a half. So, that's quite an accomplishment.
And so I was just about to go and say, as we closing out, what is the plans for Truth Be Told? We last night we were looking over our analytics and we were taking a look at the things that the people that seem to be influenced by our show, and and let's keep it 100, Peter. Even though I have to credit us getting put off the air, regular air, to you, to you. It turned out to be a good thing, okay? Because I like what Sharon has is showing us with the analyticals, and it gives us something that we can work towards for the new year. What you say to that, Peter?
Oh, yeah, data, everything, especially in modern world, so much is data driven. Data tells you who your listeners are, what kind of shows. YouTube, for instance, in general is about 80% male dominated. So our numbers are closer to 90%. So I think we have a good niche. And I think men need a lot of encouragement, especially our younger audience, because society, there's been a backlash against masculinity and man, and there's a real bias against masculinity and man. And so I think us encouraging responsible manhood, we're not for
Right.
toxic masculinity, but responsible manhood and being leaders is very, very important. And when communities have strong fathers and leaders, they seem to prosper. And when you take that strong fatherhood and leadership, male leadership out of a community, things tend to explode. And that's a theme we've had from the very beginning is fatherhood and marriage and family as a road to prosperity and health. And yeah, I think our message is a challenge. You don't hear a lot of what we're talking about, and you get criticized if you challenge kind of the prevailing culture. I call it the fallen culture. It's not a godly culture. It's a fallen culture of selfishness, greed, lust, all those things that, as Joe mentioned when we started, it's immediate, me, me, me. It feels good, but it's really not good for the meat it's really not good for the even immediate or medium or long term for sure.
Hey, Peter, I want Joe to speak to this because you and I in our 60s, and what we learned from Sharon is that we seem to be affecting the younger audience. Okay, it was like it was the 35. I mean, no, it was 18 and older, up to 35 and everything. So, I want Joe to speak to that, to the idea that we actually learned that we are actually affecting the younger generation that's listening to our show, and majority of 95% of that were men. And that was impressive, man. I did not know that. Okay, so I was really moved by that. And then we also got women, and I think was it in the 21%, like 21% of women has been listening, tuning into our show. So, what do you say to that, Joe? Could you ever imagine that? We got that analytical knowledge now that we can now build on going into 2023.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's important to be able to focus on the continuation of you know the information that we drop, because again, you're talking about a generation of fatherless people.
Right.
So even subconsciously, people are looking for those father figures,
Right.
right? And those father figures to employ some some information on them, some knowledge, something to help them move forward. So, and that's what is provided here at the Truth Be Told show. So, I think that's important, and it makes a lot of sense, because people, y'all's age, they already think they know it, right? So,
Right.
but that's, it's important to be able to talk solution, talk what to do to move forward, and I think that's what people are gravitating to more than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. If I could say, uh, 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 say the most important thing that I'm thankful for is that, brothers, we did not allow the truth be told to go under. It was things coming at us. Okay, we had some moments. Okay, we had some issues. Okay, we had some. So we had some, as I say, some bumps in the road and everything. But I'm just glad to say that as we look back and everything, I wanna go ahead and give a shout out to Ray Ali. Okay, Ray Ali. For helping us come to the name. Truth be told. You know, give him. I can give him the props, Peter. Truth be told was his. He named it. I didn't name it. He the one named it. Only thing I did is gave the E to it. Remember, we couldn't get Truth Be Told because everybody else was doing Truth Be Told, and we did what? Is they put an E at the end of truth. A lot of people don't know how the history came about, and what we say the E is, the E got a whole lot of things to it. Got education, got entertainment, you got evolving. We got a whole lot of stuff. So that E,
Excellence. Yep.
excellence, yes. We can talk about what that E represents.
Empowerment.
Evolution. Okay, huh?
Empowerment. Yeah, there are a lot of E's that we
Empowerment.
could add
Yeah,
to.
yeah. So I'm thankful that the truth be told didn't allow ourselves to go under. Okay, we stayed in. And then, and just say something else, Joe. The tipping point. Tipping point. Come on, man. You and what John Yard's doing and
Yeah,
everything.
sister show.
I gotta say it. I like to say that's kind of my baby over there. Okay, that's kind of my little baby over there. That had something to do with that. That jumped off from the Man Up radio and everything. You took that over and turned it into the tipping point with you and John Yard and everything, man. So
Good
hey,
job.
that's a beautiful thing, bro. We got actually two good shows, okay, going into 2023 and everything. And even your show is masculine. I love your show. It's a masculine show. It ain't a feminine show. You better not come in there with your pants down or you act like you can't. Yeah, John, y'all gonna correct you real quick and everything. Let you know that this you on the wrong show with that nonsense. How I know that? I experienced that myself. So I kind of experienced that John Yaw, corrected me, Sean, and everything. But that's okay. It was all good and everything. I believe that we got 2 good shows going into 2023. That's going to be an awesome thing, and a lot of people don't know what's coming at them. What you say to that, Joe, Peter?
Let's blow it up. Let's blow it up in 2023.
Yeah, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Absolutely. It's I'm in total agreement. It's 10:29 a.m., folks, and it is the Truth Be Told show. Definitely.
Is this our last show for the year?
For 2023, this is our last show for the year. We'll be back next year to go ahead and rock it out and have some beautiful, great, amazing conversation for you guys. We're going to get together. We're going to have some contests for you guys as well, because we're going to get together and work on that to be able to do some contests for you guys. So we got a lot of beautiful things coming in 2023.
Joe, let them know that the next 5 weeks we're going to have our best of the last year and a half shows, repeats, and new YouTube shorts. So tune in.
Yeah, don't worry. You guys will still get alerted on YouTube and social media everywhere about our shows that we'll have replayed and stuff like that throughout the rest of the year. But with that being said, folks, we will see you
next year.
Same place, same time. We'll see you next year. But guess what? We'll see you next week, same place, same time, as you get some amazing stuff coming out on the airways from Truth Be Told Show.
Peace out. Take care, fellas.
Absolutely. Peace.
All right, cue the music.
Cue music.
Start the music.
Starting music.
And go.
It's the Truth Be Told Show, where we place America first. Honoring those who America has forgotten. Listen in and unlearn to relearn. As we set the record straight. And now, your host of the Truth Be Told Show, Mr. Just Ask Joe and Uncle Nishorn.